Hi, I'm A.Peacock. I was the writer-director for Sound of Faith. There, but he's just trying to, he really loves music and he's trying to bring it as much as he can. So let me take you back to where it all began. So I am a student at Liberty University in the film program, as we go through this process at Liberty where in the film program where you do the first 2 years you do your prereqs, then the last 2 years, starting with your junior year, you do a lot of hands-on experience with the film program. So basically, like my first semester in my junior year, they teach us all the different positions, and they do these things called cycle projects. So each week you get to rotate into a different position and make a 3-minute video. They teach you camera, how to frame shots, how to capture and record audio, how to direct, how to write, how to slate, production design, lights, you name it. They teach you everything. And then your spring semester, your junior year, you have the opportunity to work on a feature where they bring the feature production to Liberty, and you get to work with your professors, your classmates, and they also hire outside people in the industry as keys to come work and just to be able to learn and grow from that experience is just great. So on top of that, your junior year you have to write a thesis script that you get to write a 10 to 12 minute short film, and then you get to shoot it your senior year. So Sound of Faith, it started off kind of coming to me with this little short I made for a cycle project called Jesus Loves You, and just from that, it was about a kid being bullied about a hat that he always wore because he was a believer of Christ, and he had a hat that was called Jesus Loves You, and he kind of got bullied. So I kind of took that idea and I spun it to now be what Sound of Faith is now. And you might be asking me, Austin, why film? How did that ever start for you? It all started in 6th grade. I started, wanting to start my musical career. I was playing the saxophone, and I played all the way up till my first year here at Liberty in college. Played the bari saxophone, alto saxophone, tenor saxophone. I even played soprano for certain events and occasions. And I participated in a lot of jazz bands, marching bands. Tell you a little bit about why I chose film. So we went to the small Baptist church, and I feel like personally I wasn't clicking very much with it, maybe because I was little and I didn't understand. Then my friend Jonathan, who I met in 6th grade band, he encouraged me, I was in 7th grade, he encouraged me to start going to the Cove Church, and they had a little campus in Catawba that we started going to. And then, soon after that, our campus here in Denver opened, and he invited me to come for an Easter service, and he gave me one of those invite cards as a Cinnabon. It was just awesome experience. I started coming here. I just loved the community, the environment here at the Denver campus, the Cove Church. And then, I was there for about a year, and I wanted to start serving with the production team. And the first thing I was drawn to was the lights and production. So I started learning the lights here at the Cove, and then started learning, and Matt Hilton and Kevin Brawley, as you'll see him in this film, he did an awesome job. None of this worship stuff would have been made possible without them. They just encouraged me to use my gifts and be able to learn and grow. And not only learning the lights, I started learning ProPresenter and programming for students, because I started with the students ministries, being the production director because they didn't have anyone, and I wanted to help serve the students as well as the Sunday services. Jose, who was the production director here at the Cove back then, he encouraged me to come to Mooresville. He's like, hey, how would you like to run a stage camera? And I'm like, I don't know, I guess I'll try it out. I really enjoyed it. My first experience there at Mooresville was amazing, and I started continuing going to that campus. I've even learned the jib, I learned how to direct, switch, and then I started picking up sound here at the Denver Cove because they had lack of people at the time, and Matt and Kevin just really poured out a lot of love and grace and patience into me as I was learning these new things. And what do you know, years later I worked for the Cove. I wanted to serve some way through production, and I really enjoyed camera and audio through film, so I went to Liberty, and it was actually at CFA where I got to find out about what the film program was about. So I wanted to do it because you learned everything in the film program, and I knew I would strive very well at camera and audio. With everything I've been learning throughout the years, I wanted to apply to Sound of Faith because Sound of Faith is, it's about a saxophone player and his journey through music. But I really wanted to use the story to, we have live production, we have film production, we have musical elements, we have worship, everything combined together, as well as, serving the Lord and doing this for Christ. I just wanted to incorporate everything that I've been through in my life and everything I enjoy into one film, and that's just the beauty behind Sound of Faith. As you can see here, I got the opportunity to play Reckless Love with Kevin for one of our student services, and this is just something that inspired me to want to add the saxophone and worship music together for Sound of Faith.